completed.
You're already recording. By default recording on ही.
अभी
by
recording
default sir it
कर
will
रहे
go
हो।
into the
अभी
cloud
start
sir. So
हाँ,
the
start होने
host-
के बाद recording दबाओ अभी, because we are chit chatting, no?
हाँ, ठीक है sir. I will pause recording. Thank you sir. So let me formally welcome everyone sir. Good evening everyone. And on behalf of MTI, I warmly welcome all the seniors who have joined over here for the 30th edition of the Antardrishti, the first edition for the new year, and a very opportune moment when we have recently celebrated our Republic Day. Now, we have been listening to various episodes of Antardrishti, which is our leadership dialogue series, which is designed to bring our seniors leaders together with the practitioners from the various background who share the deep experience-based perspective on the various aspects of leadership or the institution building. So over this journey, we have covered various themes ranging from strategy to safety to ESG to leadership effectiveness. But what connect all of these themes, or if you will just have a listen to these themes, is one central idea of the conversation, is that all the enduring institutions are built by the leaders who can translate the intent to the consistent execution, like our seniors were also discussing now. And today's theme is also very pertinent. The theme is from vision to execution, how world-class institutions are built. To address this question, we have with us Commodore Bhaskaran sir over here, Keshav Bhaskaran sir. But before we listen to sir, I would request to formally welcome the audience and also to sir. I invite Shri Atanu Mukherjee sir for his welcome address sir. Atanu sir, please.
Thank you, Rajesh. And very good evening to all of you, respected our chief speaker of the Antardrishti, Commander Keshavan Bhaskaran Sahab, Director IIM Jammu, and also all respected executive directors of Steel Authority of India Limited and the chief general managers of Steel Authority of India Limited. I welcome all of you in this on Antardrishti session. Basically, this particularly the platform named Antardrishti, this we have formed to give the different insight in the leadership area. So, and that gives a trigger to reflect our leader and also to implement some of the concepts, some of the philosophy in their day-to-day life. So that is the basic purpose of having this Antardrishti, and this we are doing very religiously. In every month we are conducting, and we had a lot of speakers to give this leadership insight to our top management team. Today we are having a session on this thing from vision to execution. Basically, Sir is going to share his experience, how the IIM Jammu is built, and he was one of the key person involved for translating the dream into the action. And that is what one of the role of all the leader is, that how quickly we can translate our dream or the vision into action. So Sir is also going to share his leadership role in translating the vision into execution, and also the different standards for excellence, whatever he has set, and how he is sustaining in the IIM Jammu, that he is going to share. And also Sir is going to share regarding the system and the procedures to ensure the continuity, discipline, and the sustainable the institutional growth of IIM Jammu. Sir is having a lot of experience, and I request especially Sir to give some of the insight and some operational excellence, because Sir is having a 29 years experience in the naval area. So Sir is also going to share some of the rich experience of the operational excellence in the when he was there in the Navy. So with this, once again, I wish all of you and also welcome everybody in this today's Antardeshti session. Thank you. Over to Rajesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And as you rightly pointed out, sir, that today's theme of from vision to execution, how institutions are built, address a very pertinent question, especially for an organization like us, which is very large, which is very complex. We are very privileged to have with us the speaker for today, whose career spans from armed forces to academia and corporate transformation, a context where execution excellence, institutional discipline are central for the success. It is my privilege to introduce our speaker for today's session, Commander Keshav Bhaskaran, retired. He is the Chief Administrator at Indian Institute of Management, Jammu. Sir is a seasoned operations and strategy leader with more than a couple of, I must say, 3 decades of experience spanning Indian Navy, academia, and the corporate organization. In Indian Navy, sir has led mission critical and complex engineering and operational projects. We know it is known for its disciplined execution, accountability, as well as adherence to the standards which are essential to the success. Over the last few years, post-armed forces, sir has been deeply involved with building the academic sector at IIM Jammu, where he has been serving as operations and HR head as a faculty in operations and strategy. He also played a key role in commissioning of a university, including system development and ERP implementation, ensuring that processes, not individuals, drove the outcomes, sir. Sir is currently leading HR and operations transformation in a pan-India medical devices organization, strengthening systems related to training, performance management, sales effectiveness, and analytics also. With this, sir, I invite Commander Keshav Bhaskaran, sir, to share his perspective on today's theme on from vision to execution, how institutions are built, sir. I'm sure, sir, everyone is listening, looking forward to listen to you, sir. So without further much ado, sir, I hand over to you, sir.
Thank you, Darsab. Thank you, Atanuchi, and thank you, Rajesh ji. Before I start talking about what the last 30 years and now the last 6 years, how we have built IIM Jammu, I'd like to just share my initial part. So I am basically an engineer. I'm a production engineer. I did my engineering from Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Then I did my industrial engineering from JNTU, Hyderabad. And then an MTech from IIT Bombay in metallurgical engineering and material science. That's why maybe the first talk is with SAIL, because it's all about metals. And then I did my management from Faculty of Management Studies, Delhi, FMS Delhi. This is my educational part. Now, after finishing my engineering, I was part of private company, the Greece Cotton, and then moved on to the Indian Navy. And then I served the Indian Navy for 26 years at various levels, especially at Naval Headquarters for about 10 years, which is a very rare event for any naval officer to be posted at Naval Headquarters. During this journey, I was involved in various weapon systems. I'm a weapon specialist, basically, and I specialized in weapons. I did my 78 weeks course at Institute of Armament Technology, Pune. So where I learned about the weapons, the missiles, the torpedoes, and the gun systems and various ammunitions. I can proudly say that I am the first naval officer who had fired BrahMos in 2002 from INS Rajput when it was under trial period. So I can proudly say that BrahMos is I'm part of the BrahMos family and whatever we see BrahMos today. And subsequently, I quit in 2017, and then I was in the university. Joined the institute, which we converted it into a university within 3 years. Introduced the engineering college there, then in law college. Then I moved on to a private corporate life, where I was hired for setting up of 600 offices across India in each district. But COVID happened. Being a medical field, we had a tough time. And then by the time I was selected in IIM Jammu, God had something different for the IIM Jammu and for me. So moved to Jammu. This is my short. And then from 2020 onwards, I am with IIM Jammu. The story moves on with that. Now, to begin with, what I will start is I'll just show a few minutes of IIM Jammu story. That will give you the complete picture and then I'll start my presentation part. So I share the video first for all the members, and I'm really thankful to say that I'm speaking to such a gathering which in one go with so many luminaries of SAIL. So I'm just starting with my presentation video so that you can see what IIM Jammu is all about. Then in the Navy part, as the story goes, one or two stories from IIM Jammu, from Indian Navy I'll share. But let me start with the current institution where I am and what I have done. So, and what IIM Jammu means to every one of us. I'm just sharing the video first.
Yeah.
Everyone able to hear it?
Yes, sir. It is fine.
आईआईएम जम्मू की स्थापना 2016 में भारत सरकार द्वारा 20वें आईआईएम के रूप में की गई। संस्थान की शुरुआत जम्मू और कश्मीर सरकार द्वारा प्रदान की गई एक इमारत से हुई, जिसे सरकारी इंजीनियरिंग और प्रौद्योगिकी कॉलेज द्वारा खाली कर दिया गया था। हालांकि परिसर को एक नया रूप और माहौल देने के लिए इमारत का जल्द ही नवीनीकरण किया गया। कैनाल रोड कैंपस का पुनर्निर्माण 2016 में शुरू हुआ, जिसे 2018 के बाद पूर्ण बदलाव मिला जब संस्थान को अपना निदेशक मिला। संस्थान की शुरुआत पीजीडीएम पाठ्यक्रम से हुई और 49 छात्रों का एक बैच आईआईएम जम्मू में शामिल हुआ। आईआईएम जम्मू के पहले निदेशक के रूप में प्रोफेसर बीएस सहाय की नियुक्ति ने एक नई यात्रा की शुरुआत की। संस्थान को जल्द ही पूरी तरह से बदल दिया गया। कैनाल रोड भवन के आधुनिक डिजाइन से लेकर जीवंत हरे भरे स्थानों तक संस्थान ने एक नया रूप दिखाया, जिसमें कैनाल रोड भवन में एक गतिशील केंद्र का सार शामिल था, जहां छात्रों ने शिक्षा और पेशेवर उत्कृष्टता के बीच की दूरी को पाट दिया। दो 2018 में आईआईएम जम्मू का पहला वार्षिक दीक्षांत समारोह देखा गया, जो संस्थान और इसके 47 पीजीडीएम छात्रों की पहली स्नातक कक्षा के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण अवसर था। दलित चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स की स्थापना और हाशिए पर रहने वाले समुदायों के लिए काम करने के लिए उल्लेखनीय उद्योगपति और उद्यमी पद्मश्री डॉक्टर मिलिंद प्रहलाद कांबले जी को वर्ष 2019 में आईआईएम जम्मू के बोर्ड ऑफ गवर्नर्स का अध्यक्ष नियुक्त किया गया। उनके मार्गदर्शन और नेतृत्व में संस्थान के लिए पर्याप्त अवसर पैदा हुए। उसी वर्ष हमारी यात्रा में एक और महत्वपूर्ण संघ मील चिह्नित हुआ, जिसका संस्थान के लिए गहरा प्रतीकात्मक और रणनीतिक प्रभाव रहा। उड़ते बाज के गतिशील और तेज नेतृत्व को दर्शाने वाला लोगो 31 जुलाई 2019 को भारत सरकार के मानव संसाधन विकास मंत्री श्री रमेश पोखरियाल जी द्वारा लॉन्च किया गया। संस्थान ने प्रासंगिक विषयों पर एचआर कॉन्क्लेव, नेतृत्व शिखर सम्मेलन, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय और राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन और शिखर सम्मेलन आयोजित करके आगे प्रगति की। नए बैच स्नातक होने लगे और भारत के विकास में योगदान देने के लिए आगे बढ़े, जो छात्रों, शिक्षकों और कर्मचारियों की वर्षों की कड़ी मेहनत और समर्पण की परिणति को चिह्नित करता है। उद्यमिता और कॉरपोरेट प्रशिक्षण पर व्यापक पहुंच और ध्यान केंद्रित करने के लिए संस्थान ने वर्ष 2020 में अपना श्रीनगर परिसर लॉन्च किया। हिमालय की लुभावनी सुंदरता के बीच स्थित आईआईएम जम्मू का श्रीनगर परिसर एक महत्वपूर्ण यात्रा पर निकला। जम्मू और कश्मीर सरकार द्वारा जेहलम नदी के तट पर भूमि की मंजूरी से इस विचार को बल मिला। बहुत कम समय में आईआईएम जम्मू ने अपना खुद का एक अत्याधुनिक स्थायी परिसर स्थापित करने का सपना देखा। जम्मू कश्मीर सरकार द्वारा NH 44 पर जगती जम्मू में 200 एकड़ जमीन की मंजूरी के साथ इस सपने को नया आकार मिला। विभिन्न हितधारकों के सहयोग और निर्माण टीम के समर्पित प्रयासों से परिसर का निर्माण मिशन मोड पर शुरू किया गया और 500 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की परियोजना लागत के साथ इसे साकार किया गया। स्थान के कठिन परिदृश्य के कारण भूमि को काटना और निर्माण का मार्ग प्रशस्त करना आवश्यक हो गया। यह एक बड़ी चुनौती थी और इसके लिए कठिन प्रयासों और सावधानी पूर्वक योजना की आवश्यकता थी। हालांकि जब स्थिति कठिन हो जाती है तो मजबूत लोग भी आगे आकर उसे संभालने में सक्षम होते हैं। कार्यान्वयन की योजना विकसित करने में हमारी टीम द्वारा किए गए प्रयासों में इसकी प्रतिध्वनि हुई। आधुनिक सुविधाओं के साथ वास्तुकला का अद्भुत नमूना धीरे धीरे आकार लेने लगा। संस्थान का भव्य प्रवेश द्वार आत्मविश्वास, उद्देश्य और सकारात्मकता की भावना देने के लिए डिजाइन और विकसित किया गया। संस्थान का अत्याधुनिक शैक्षणिक ब्लॉक हमारे छात्रों, शिक्षकों और कर्मचारियों के लिए सर्वोत्तम संभव शिक्षण और कामकाजी माहौल प्रदान करने की हमारी अटूट प्रतिबद्धता का प्रमाण है। बारीकियों पर सावधानीपूर्वक ध्यान देकर डिजाइन की गई और अत्याधुनिक सुविधाओं से सुसज्जित यह इमारत हमारे संस्थान के लिए अवसर और विकास के एक नए युग का प्रतिनिधित्व करती है। सौंदर्य की दृष्टि से डिजाइन की गई यह अत्याधुनिक सुविधा प्रशासनिक कार्यों और शैक्षणिक गतिविधियों के केंद्र के रूप में काम करेगी, जो हमारे कर्मचारियों और संकाय के लिए एक आधुनिक और कुशल कार्यस्थल प्रदान करेगी। साथ ही हमारे छात्रों के लिए अत्याधुनिक सुविधाएं भी प्रदान करेगी। परिसर के मध्य में निर्मित क्लॉक टॉवर एक केंद्र बिंदु और ध्यान के केंद्र के रूप में कार्य करता है। दृढ़ता और गर्व से खड़ा क्लॉक टॉवर समय बीतने का प्रतीक है। इसका कालातीत डिजाइन और प्रभावशाली कद इसे 1 मील का पत्थर बनाता है, जो हमारे संस्थान की भावना का प्रतीक है और आने वाली पीढ़ियों के लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत के रूप में कार्य करता है। हमारे छात्र छात्रावास हमारे छात्रों के लिए आरामदायक और सुविधाजनक आवास प्रदान करने के लिए डिजाइन किए गए हैं। हमारे परिसर के बुनियादी ढांचे में यह महत्वपूर्ण वृद्ध छात्रों के अनुभव को बढ़ाने और एक सहायक सीखने के माहौल को बढ़ावा देने की हमारी प्रतिबद्धता का प्रमाण है। हमारे छात्र छात्रावासों में हमारे निवासियों की भलाई और सुविधा सुनिश्चित करने के उद्देश्य से कई प्रकार की सुविधाएं हैं। छात्रावास वातानुकूलित और एकल सीट वाले हैं। एमडीपी भवन एक समर्पित आवास है, जिसे हमारे कॉरपोरेट प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमों में भाग लेने वाले अधिकारियों के लिए एक आरामदायक और सुविधाजनक रहने का माहौल प्रदान करने के लिए डिजाइन किया गया है, जिससे यह सुनिश्चित होता है कि उन्हें परिसर में आरामदायक रहने और अपनी पढ़ाई और नेटवर्किंग अवसरों पर ध्यान केंद्रित करने के लिए अनुकूल स्थान मिले। संस्थान ने परिसर में आवश्यक सुविधाओं के प्रबंधन के लिए सुविधाएं विकसित की हैं। इन अतिरिक्त सुविधाओं का उद्देश्य बुनियादी आवश्यकताएं प्रदान करना और हमारे संस्थान समुदाय की समग्र भलाई को बढ़ाना है। ये नई सुविधाएं सीखने, काम करने और रहने के लिए एक सहायक और अनुकूल वातावरण प्रदान करने की हमारे संस्थान की प्रतिबद्धता को दर्शाती है। चाहे मेस में पौष्टिक भोजन का आनंद लेना हो, शॉपिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स में आवश्यक चीजों की खरीदारी करना हो या स्वास्थ्य केंद्र में स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं तक पहुंच हो, हम यह सुनिश्चित करने के लिए समर्पित हैं कि हमारे संस्थान समुदाय को उन बुनियादी सुविधाओं तक पहुंच प्राप्त हो जिनकी उन्हें आवश्यकता है। हमारे संस्थान समुदाय के सामूहिक प्रयासों और समर्पण की बदौलत हमारे परिसर में एक उल्लेखनीय परिवर्तन आया है। कड़ी मेहनत, दृढ़ता और उत्कृष्टता के लिए साझा दृष्टिकोण के माध्यम से हमने सफलतापूर्वक अपने परिसर को सीखने, नवाचार और विकास के लिए अनुकूल एक जीवंत और गतिशील वातावरण में आकार दिया है। परिसर में आधुनिक वास्तुकला, उन्नत सुविधाएं और नवीन स्थान होंगे, जो सीखने के अनुभव को बढ़ाने और हमारे छात्रों, शिक्षकों और कर्मचारियों के बीच रचनात्मकता और सहयोग को बढ़ावा देने के लिए डिजाइन किए गए हैं। जैसा कि हम उस यात्रा पर विचार करते हैं जिसने हमें इस क्षण तक पहुंचाया है, यह देखना वास्तव में प्रेरणादायक है कि हम एक साथ कितनी दूर तक आए हैं। हमारे परिसर का परिवर्तन हमारे संकाय, कर्मचारियों, छात्रों और हितधारकों की कड़ी मेहनत और समर्पण के बिना संभव नहीं होता, जिन्होंने हमारे दृष्टिकोण को वास्तविकता बनाने के लिए अपना समय, प्रतिभा और संसाधनों का योगदान दिया है। संस्थान उन समर्पित लोगों के प्रयासों और मधुरता के पद चिन्हों को प्रतिध्वनित करता है, जिन्होंने प्रोफेसर बीएस सहाय के नेतृत्व में और बोर्ड ऑफ गवर्नर्स के अध्यक्ष पद्मश्री डॉक्टर मिलिंद कांबले जी और अन्य बोर्ड सदस्यों के कुशल मार्गदर्शन में इस सपने को साकार किया, जिसने लोगों के अनुसरण के लिए उच्च मानक स्थापित किया है।
Beautiful, sir.
So this is the story of I am Jammu. So we could, in a film, what I'm going to say, this picture speaks about what we have gone through. So that is what I wanted to show, and I am sure that all the learned and the EDs and the GMs, CGMs would have love to see this video, and it is part of our blood now. The way when we move, we know, yes, it is wherever we walk, we know this is what we are going through and what we have gone through and made this what it is now. Now I start with my presentation part, so that one by one we will talk about it. Second. It is now.
It's loading. Say it's loaded. You can make, yeah. It's.
Is it clear now?
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Yeah. So I'll just start with the first presentation, first slide.
So maybe at the top of the screen, there is some window which is open, because
nothing.
On the overview where the heading is there, because that is hiding the slide. Yeah, that part, sir.
It is basically inbuilt feature. That's the inbuilt feature, I think.
Okay. ठीक है, sir. That's fine.
So we were established in the year 2016, and as you see, it's now more than 8 years now, 9 years now, and we offer various courses for doctoral, postgraduates, and undergraduate. This year we have been ranked, that is 2025, we have been ranked 33rd in the NRF ranking and 22nd in the IIRF ranking. We have grown from 47 students in 2016 to 2026. We are now 1191 students inside the campus staying. It's a fully residential campus. We started with a faculty strength of 3. It was being mentored by IIM Lucknow. IIM Jammu, when it was started, it was mentored by IIM Lucknow till to October 3rd, 2018. After that, when Professor V.S. Sahai, who is the founder director of IIM Jammu, took over, now we are around 69 faculty members with 8 POPs, that is Professor of Practice. We have world-renowned adjunct professors. It's all available in the website. The kind of professors we have, IIM Pandey, then Mr. Jain, Professor Jain, it's the Dr. Benwit. They are illuminaries, including foreign professors also. So this has been created over the period of time with quite a patience and with lot of vigor and speed also. As per IIM Jammu Act, there is a mandate that every 3 to 4 years we should be evaluated, and there will be external agency which will evaluate and review how IIM Jammu has been performing, how it has been doing. So this report is completely available on the website for anyone to go through how this committee evaluated us and what was the report all about, and the performance has been rated very high. As and when all the gentlemen who are here, they find time, I request them to go through this report. This report will tell our journey in a figurative forms, how we have transformed. And it speaks about our director and the chairman, how they are given direction, push and pull also, because sometimes you need a push and sometimes you need a pull, and then only we all move together. Now, as you see here, our vision is to develop leaders and entrepreneurs who can perform globally to make a valuable difference to the inclusive society. The word is very specific: inclusive society and the corporate world. So similarly, from mission, the vision happens. So the mission is as it is. So to position IIM Jammu as one of the top business schools in India with a global outlook, embedded with regional and national focus. In this endeavor, we have tied up with around 22 foreign universities and institutes across the world, and we have our exchange programs to understand their way of working for our students and their students here, as and when they start moving into our campus also. So these are the other part of the missions. Now, this is interesting. What is our core value? So our logo is depicting the dynamic and sharp leadership of a flying eagle. If you see this complete logo, each wing, the flag, what you see, it speaks separately. Indian ethos and business ethics, then excellence. When it is flying high, it's a fully spread. Innovation and entrepreneurship, integrity, diversity and inclusion, collaboration and sustainabilities. The colors and the fonts also speak about what it is. And our, the word, what we say is the Sa Vidya Ya Vimukte. It is the knowledge that liberates. So we expect that when each one of us go through this place, we have a liberated mind to understand the world and transform the world as we grow as an institute, as an individual, as a nation, in wherever we are, organization, we grow to make our nation strong and prosperous. Now, before I start other parts, I would like to talk about, in such a short span, NIRF ranking, we are already 33, IIRF ranking, we are 22. We have received 2 major accreditation already last year, which any management institute dreams of. One is BG accreditation and EFMD accreditation. And we are the third generation. Among the third generation, we are the only one to get both these accreditations. And among all IIMs in India, from IIM Ahmedabad to, we are now the youngest one. The next one is IIM Guwahati, which is going to come short, which our government has already announced. We are the 5th to get both the accreditations. And we are already on the way for the 3rd accreditation, which we are likely to get by this year end or early 2027. Then we will, that is called AACSB. Then we will be a we'll call it a triple crown institution, which will speak about us once we get that. We are already just, final stretch is only there, and we will be getting that too. Now, how we have aligned, because accreditation is not given just like that. We have to align ourselves from the leadership side, from the governance side, from the academic side, whatever field. So this is how the center core, what we talk about is about AMBA or that BGA. They have said that you should be responsible management, lifelong learning should be there in positive impact. So we are aligning ourselves to this core 3 parts by having in that respective, trying to be academically excellent, inculcating all the requirements for executive education for the society, the organization outside, developing innovations centers, then going to give a positive impact through research and corporate engagement and community outreach, and be a responsible management through proper governance and giving required leadership. Similarly, with regard to EFMD, so how we have aligned, and this is the reason why we have got both, and it's a very strenuous kind of accreditation process, goes for months and months, maybe a year, then only they grill us, scrutinize us, and then finally this accreditation has been given to us when we could align each factors to their alignment requirement. Now, IIM Jammu has got the following academic programs, which was started accordingly, as I mentioned in the slide. MBA, we started in 2016 with 45 students, PhD in 2020, then integrate IPM, which is for, like BBA, MBA after 12th class in 2021, executive program, MBA 2021, then dual degree with BTech, MBA with IIT, again 2021. Then we have with AIMS, which is a fantastic program, which all the 3 institutes, it's the only institute place in the country where we have 3 institutes of national importance. We have joined together and we are giving a degree called MBA Health. Now it is known as Healthcare. When it first started, it was Health Administration, Hospital Administration and Healthcare Management. Now we call it Healthcare only, which was started in 2002. 2 batches are passed out now. Now we have another thing. In 2002, we started PhD in management for working professional. It's hybrid mode. The scholars can come every 3 months for 3 to 4 days, stay here and then move on and go back to the work and then continue the studies from there. So these are the programs which we run. So I'm sure certain things for your institution, executive MBA is already there. Somebody would like to do that. For all the people who are of our age or slightly younger ages, children may be there. So that this part can be looked into and they can apply accordingly. Now, this journey, already the story has been told in the video. Just as for the slide part, I'm just going through 2016-17. We started this place in Canal Road. There has been a significant transformation for IIM Jammu from Canal Road to permanent campus. We had to pass through, the Agnipath. There was another campus we had to hire. That is another story. How one has to manage when we are running short of resources. How to find space in a place like Jammu where we don't have space for running an establishments of such nature. But we did manage. I'll just tell the story about that also as we move on. The student strength started at 47, and the government sanctioned around 424.93 crores, an additional sanction of around 76 crores was made in 2023. So we, in the area of 200 acres, we have built this complete campus. Currently in phase 1, around 666,000 square feet has been built, and balance around 55,000 we have to build in phase 2, which is already underway, and we are already on track on that. From Canal Road to this place, there was one major hiccup. That was suddenly we had to increase the strength because the courses were getting, we needed resources, we needed to create avenues. Our funding was by the government was till 2023 only. We don't get a single rupee from Government of India. We generate the complete thing internally or through fees programs only. So IIM Jammu is grant free. We don't get any grant. So we had to ensure that maximum programs are started with quality, and that was implemented. In that bargain, in the month of January 2021, we were asked to find a space for around 350 students where we can start MBA course for HAHM and for the second year, because we had a limited 339 seats at our campus in Canal Road. So finding during COVID, that was a COVID period too. Nothing was moving around, but the team of faculty members driven with vigor by Director Professor BSI, then the complete staff members of this institute, we were on the roads to find space to open a second transit campus. We searched from Katra to Badi Brahmana, Jammu, the stretch of about 80 kilometers, and each and every lane people were spreading, we were taking the cars, moving around to find what kind of space can be made available. After nearly 3 months of searching with non-stop, even families were with us to search the space. We must appreciate that how family also got involved in searching to build this institution. We found a space. We found an old college which was abandoned in Badi Brahmana area, renovated within a month and a half. We took over the space. 2 months, we could set up the complete area with classrooms were broken, partitions, procurement of all the furniture, resources, security setup, classroom setup. Everything was completed before June 2021, and the classes started on 15th of July 2025 for 330, including hostel facility inside the space. We had restrictions inside each room, 3 to 4 to 5 or 6 people also were pulled in for a year and a half, but we completed the complete transit campus, second transit campus. We as a management had to run those 2 transit campus plus development of this 200 acres land also. We were simultaneously with limited manpower of 6 to 7 management personnel, director, CAO, FSCO, librarian, and deans. We had to manage that, but I must tell, nowhere in this world faculty would have been involved in construction of this institution like what we have done. Each faculty were given the areas in this space to look after the construction part, the faculty is here to teach and then only teach, study, and then teach. But they were involved for nearly 1.5 years to ensure that this campus is built the way we all are thinking about, we're thinking about. So I must tell that the faculty had done such a stupendous work to contribute in the construction of IIM Jammu permanent campus too. So now we have about 1,288 students inside the campus. There are about 1,288 rooms also. So we are, which include 600 earlier and 688 additional hostels, which has been created in such a short span of time. We started our construction on 9th of December 2020. The Bhumi Puja was done on 9th of December, and we shifted the first batch of 600 students inside the campus on 15th of July 2023, within the span of 2.5 years, which is a very, very hard task, but we completed the first and the second classroom part, hostels part, dining hall part, some shopping area were completed. Residential did take time. After a year, we moved in, but everything was completed as far as academic, because focus was on academic part and security aspects involving students here. Now, we are, as I mentioned, the journey in a short form, 339 accommodation in Canal Road. Then we created 320 additional accommodation in Jaluchak. Then we have a permanent campus 600. Now we are another 688 in 2025. So such a short span, we have completed 1,300 accommodations for students here. So this is a general picture what campus has got. We have got a 5.5 kilometer boundary wall, internal roads of 4 kilometers, hostel 1288, academic block around 25 classrooms. We have guest house of about 40 plus 48, not 45, 48, around 98 rooms are there. Faculty residences, non-faculty residences, sports complex, indoor sports complex. We have a full-fledged service facility inside with GSS station, the grid coming from JKPDCL. Then 4 ESS substations are different areas. Dugwell, which is it's a big story by itself, because we get water supply from about 5 kilometers away, where we have our own dugwell. We don't have a water resource inside the campus. We have to have it in a nala where a dugwell has been created by PHE. From there, we transfer the water every day. About 60 to 70,000 gallons of water is shifted every day minimum, and then stored inside the campus. And then we have 3 STPs, WTPs, solid waste management facilities, drainage services, centralized heating and cooling systems, and all buildings have got RO plants independently. So this already as I have told you that we don't get any grant. Yes, we got some money from government. We have to pay 25% of that money back out of 500 crores. Balance 75% ministry is paying, and then 25 interest part ministry is paying it. So sustainability, how we are maintaining the sustainability, green initiatives are there. I'm sure you are all more than aware of everything, because SAIL is having everything. But as an institution, it's a single institution. What we have our share of sustainability on the campus through green initiative, water conservation, green constructions, waste management, and landscaping with trees. Now, how did we transform this place? That's what we all are. I'm here to share the story. It was a mountain with about 70 to 80 meters height from the main road, that 44 NH 44. Now we identify the areas, and then the land terrain was cut accordingly. 35 meters was nearly cut, and then cutting, and then so much of land, earth had to be moved at various places, and we did not move any land, earth outside the campus. Hello?
You can continue, sir. There was some disturbance.
So we had around so the complete, wherever it was cut, it has been filled at various places. Around 16,000 trees were cut out of this 50,000 trees which are already inside the campus, and we have sown another about 60,000 trees inside. So, and then there is a space beside this this is a crocodile-like structure. The complete land is like a crocodile structure, and both sides we have villages, and the terrain is hilly. The villages had its own issues when we were constructing, and there was a road which is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana ke under, which is 30 meter below. So that from the baseline where we had planned, that road was passing between two land masses. If we had not closed that, we would have had a major problem. Currently, we had closed that also. Then during the constructions, as you know, there is always certain hostility towards the construction site for various reasons, social reasons and commercial reasons that we have to handle. Then this is Gujjar Bakarwal stretch. The people who walk, Jammu and Kashmir has got a heavy nomadic culture also. So this Gujjar Bakarwal stretch, it follows that path. We have to consolidate that movement also and ensure that they don't trespass us. Then we had severe, no groundwater is there inside the campus. No bore wells can available. So we had to fetch water, search for water all around this place. Government has given a land saying that, okay, ये 200 एकड़ आपका, इसमें जो करना है आप करो. उसके बाद tie up with the groundwater department, central government groundwater department, try to find out waters, getting people here and asking them to come stand with us, get the water search done at various places all around the campus, and coordination with them. Without water and electricity, there is no life, as we all know, even the no industry. So water was found around 5 kilometers away in a Nalla. From there, laying of pipeline over on the Nala all across the terrain, and then putting into the WTP water tank inside campus. So that was done. And then we have a major problem, which is the 220 kVA power line, which is crisscrossing the campus. Now we have been able to, make action, take action, and government is going to shift that thing, and we are paying for that 20 crores or so. But that power line also will be transferred, removed, and put in a different pathway. Now, the DPR for IIM Jammu was prepared by Ministry of Education Etzel department, and we got the fund based on that. And the sequence I'm saying how we went about. Then we signed a MOU with Ministry of Education and the state government to transfer the land. When the land was transferred, identified, we built a wall through PWD, not CPWD, through PWD, State Department, about 5.5 kilometers. They built it. It took time. It took phenomenal time from 2018 and 19 onwards. Where 18 onwards, we made them move slowly and slowly. Then finally, in 2022 only, we were able, 22, 23 only, we were able to get the thing completed. Now, we had to sign, we had to have a PMC. We roped in CPWD, and then we had an MOU with them for construction of our campus as our PMC. Then they undertook the tendering process in consultation with us, and they awarded a contract to one EPC contractor, Rama Civil. Then we issued a separate supply of what you call work order for PHE to dig the dug well and laying of pipeline. Since 2020 till now, we actually require two resources to get water. Still, we are not able to find the second resource. We are now only with one resource. Again, just because of the terrain, it's very difficult to get water. But recently, we have found a water further ahead. More ahead of that, maybe 1.5 kilometers further ahead. So we are going to start that pipeline laying and digging of the dug well there. Similarly, with JKPDCL, but they met the deadline the day we gave. It was complete pushing, sitting with them at the top level, MD level, sitting with them on weekly basis and getting the things moving at our level. We could get on 30th May 2023, we wanted the power supply to be switched on. We switched it on 1st of June 2023 without any delay as per our requirement. Similarly, NHI approach roads issues were there, which has been resolved with everybody's contribution. Now, we had an issue because we had a very small team, director, CEO, project engineer, one civil engineer, and electrical engineer we didn't have at the time, only finance officer one. So with this team, we started our work inside the campus at such massive scale. But our time, everything we just forgot. Each one of us never thought about what is beyond campus. We were focused here, including the faculty members. 14 to 18 hours, we were sitting inside the campus and getting the things moving. Every week, we used to sit with all the three people at the topmost level to ensure the review is done without fail. Director was absolutely very clear, minuted, and everything was minuted and recorded. Video recording for each and every meeting is available from that period till date when we finished, we have completed the contract. So those helped us to focus not only what was spoken before, how it was spoken, what was the intent. Everything was taken verbatim, and then we have implemented in creating this infrastructure. And notwithstanding that, each and every state department at the topmost level, from chief secretary level to divisional commissioner, collector, every top man of each department were involved in person. I mean, in person means they were present for the meetings, they were giving time for us as and when required, they were on the site to see the progress also. We used to invite them, which made sure that the state department at the lower level knows what is the focus, what is the drive behind it. So everyone used to be there getting the things moving. Then weekly review meetings at site only. We ensured that it is not in the boardroom. That mattered a lot. At site means inside the campus, wherever, and we used to have a table laid or on the floor, including director used to sit and have his meal on the floor of the campus. In the mitti ke upar, ek chota sa dal ke, we all used to sit and eat along with the CPWD people. Contractors were busy with their activity, but we used to sit in the campus for either breakfast or lunch, even evening snacks. All the whole team from top to bottom used to sit together and discuss and get the things moving. Beside doing the daily work requirement of already the students were there, we had classes, we had to do the academic part. That was also parallelly going on. We created the complete NIT by CPWD and got vetted also. Then each and every item in this campus, we did not leave it to the contractor or the CPWD. We were involved in selection of each and every item. Yes, this item will be fixed in this area. So director to the faculty, we used to sit together. All the samples used to come. We used to ensure that yes, this suits us, this doesn't suit us, whether it is a furniture, whether it is a tile, whether it is bathroom fittings, whether it is house fitting. And when the house construction was given, at that time itself, we identified which flat will go for which faculty and which staff. So that staff used to, and the faculty used to go to that house and ensure that yes, my house is getting built. So he was aware it's not government ka ghar nahi hai, ye mera ghar hai. So that feeling was developed by the leadership in each and every staff member and the faculty member of this campus, of this institute. So that's what I said. Involvement of all employees for the project monitoring, for ownership feeling. And for the academic buildings and the hostels, all faculty were given the areas and nominated, okay, you give the input in the evening, what has happened in your area, what were the fault, what corrections you have taken. So this was the way we tried to involve all staff members. It is not that once everything was ready, they walked in. No, they were part and parcel of selection of even office furnitures. Everything was flashed to them. They made the selection. They give the recommendations. Then only we went for purchase of that through GEM or through tendering process, whichever means was available at the time. Now, I've just spoken about the complete creation of facilities in small terms. Otherwise, the physical part is pending. Now, we have, for an institute like IIMs, we have to select faculty and non-faculty as per our procedures. It is very stringent. So all faculty are mostly are IIMs or IITs and some foreign universities, but more 95% are all, excuse me, from IITs and IIMs. And similarly, non-faculties, they're all MBAs, so 80% are MBAs, and they go through interview process or the selection process as per the HR policy. And currently, all the services in the institute is not outsourced. It is managed by IIM Jammu team, a small team of maintenance is there. We have hired people through our outsource agencies, one by one, say plumber or a chiller operator. Everything is identified, selected. Around 40-45 people are there to run our campus requirements. What I told you about the services before. And each person is given a task and he feels, I'm sure, let me have water, please. Sorry.
Sir, okay, sir. I also didn't notice, sir, how the time silently passes while listening to the journey. We're already at 6.
Yeah, just make it early. Then involvement of all info, as I've told you, in the quality management. Then we have developed SOPs for each area, whether it is electrical, civil, or mechanical maintenances. SOP for evac. So we had a major crisis, Operation Sindoor. I will talk about 2 crises in the administrative. I'm sure each CGMs and EDs would have during the career would have faced many issues, like disasters or kind of crisis management. But these 2 were major. One was a flood, and before that, we had Operation Sindoor in the campus. So that made us sit up and create a evacuation protocol.
Okay.
So that has been created, approved, and Operation Sindoor crisis, all the students were sent back, and we had stayed back. The top leadership, the director did not go on the campus. He said, I will be here till the operation is over. We were having shells flying over our campus and falling across the roads also in the morning time, evening time. So drones were there. But the leadership ensured that each one of us are there in the campus to give strength to all the people who are staying behind. And similarly, when the floods were there, the whole Dugwell area pipelines were washed off. We spent 10 days. It was Herculean task, but 10 days was it's a case study by itself. We made it, retrieve the things back to normal within 8 days or 9 days. Water was back, and the whole city was flooded. But we could manage with 1,500 students and faculty members staying inside the campus. There was no dearth of water or electricity. We ran without any problem. All my maintenance team and estate team are working 24 hours for minimum 8 days. So that was another way of, that speaks about the top leadership, how motivated they were seeing him moving around, getting the things moving also. So we have our training programs like you have, but we are for our staff to maintain service standards. So for like the next step is system development and institutional buildings. We have academic process, which is a separate vertical. I don't have to talk about it. That's already the accreditation speaks about it, that we have got 2 accreditation, the 3rd underway. So academically, our verticals are processes are already set. Recruitment process, it's all published. It is on the website. No one can question what is the recruitment process. Everything is published on the website. It is already there. Any day, anytime they can click and go through it. Even the accounting process is on the website, and one can look into it. Even stores and purchase processes are all on the website for any individual to look into whether we go through this process or not. That is internal auditors do it, but these are published processes. So each and every system of this campus, wherever, whether mess, shopping areas, we have about full township. So we have got about 13, 14 shops inside, transports, emergency, medical facilities, and how to liaison with the civil administration, police, and other government establishment. We have our laid down procedures for all major requirements. So in this way, we when we give training to our staff, we do tell them about all these processes, how to follow it, how to implement it, how to check it also. So finally, I just would like to end with this part that unreasonable man does adapts himself to the world. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable man only persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. So others, we just follow it, but one man should be always there who is slightly unreasonable. So that's what it's all about. I am Jammu for now, and I'm sure we go ahead from here to the next level with time only. And the time will come when everybody will judge us whether our path is right or not. So if anything else is there from I am Jammu side, the time is short. I did not take up the naval part. There are 2-3 episodes I could not take up, maybe some other time. So if anything else is there, I would love to.
So please share at least a couple or at least one, sir.
Yeah.
Please.
I will just share one story of planning, and one is smart planning, one is decision making, risk taking, and sometimes you have to say take at the ground level because you don't have the time to execute the things for the waiting for the decisions. Yes, unless until this decision is not given, I will not proceed. That's because the nation is looking at you. At the time, you have to take that action. There was an episode. It was in 2003. I was given a task by Visakhapatnam. So that task was to create a target for a missile. Missile was to be fired. It was to be the ship was to be sunk. So to create space, a ship was given to me, which was Prachand. They said, okay, this is going to be the target for the missile, and you have to create the target with infrared signature. The ship was completely removed of all machineries, and I had to create the complete target. So it took me about 6 to 8 months to create a target on that, about burners and all that were there. And there was such a certain decisions when items was given to me, but it was not ready. So I had to get it from the local market and fit it on board the ships without any approval of the headquarters. But it was done, and once it was done, the approval was given subsequently, which saved me. But what I'm going to say is, we all set sail on 7th of September 2024 or 2004 of Vizag. When we were at sea, at around 7 o'clock, we were told to go and check the system whether it is all reached safely to that in the target area. So my team, one lieutenant and another 3 sailors, we all went on a small dinghy boat, climbed the small ship, which was shaking like there was nothing inside, so it was like a dabba. It was moving around. We climbed it, we checked it, and came back. At night, 12 o'clock, we were asked to go and lit up the target. We went at 12 o'clock, and after lighting up the target, the aft target was lit up by me. The front target was lit up by a young officer called Lieutenant Thakur. I came back and I was about to get down. At midnight at sea, when there's pitch dark, the ship gave a jerk because of the water. The sea state was bad. I was thrown away from the ship in the middle of the night into the water, and I hit the dinghy side and went into the water. By God's grace, a sailor just held my neck collar and pulled me out of the water. My whole back was cut at that moment. I did not know what was happening. But one thing was sure, everything was well. A target ko udana hai. Uske baad then he pulled me on the dinghy, and the officer who was in the front of the ship, he said, "Sir, ek jal gaya, dusra jal nahi raha hai." Maine bola, "Aaja." In that pain also, I said, "Okay, we would get the signature. You just come back." We came back. We went into the ship, mothership. We were sedated, and then andar kuch pata nahi chala. But next day, the pilot who was flying the chopper, who recorded this complete firing, came to me and showed me the video. and that the target was sunk. So I was commended by the Chief of the Naval Staff for that, but it was something which, in the short span, if it's not with a sea state kind of thing in the darkness, giving a visualized picture is much easier. But saying the story and with the time constraint, it is very difficult. But this was one thing when you have to take a call, not waiting for your top management to say, okay, let's go for the firing. It is for you at the lower level to tell your top management, sir, we are right and we are going ahead, even if there is some time gap at not every time, at a critical place only. Critical place where your communication link is not there, where you have to take a call and convince that yes, everything is perfect. It was recorded, even the temperature which I said, 384 आगे होगा यार, जल जाएगा, तुम आ जाओ वापस. That was also recorded. So these things matters at various levels of leadership. This was one story. We have got some other time when we sit again, maybe I'll be able to share. This is one anecdote.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, sir. So, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for such a beautiful journey of yours, which you have summed up, and creation of such a world-class institute. How you mentioned it, bits by bits, how you've created it. I felt like I'm become part of that journey along with you, working as a team, sir. The way you explained it was really, sir, fabulous.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So I will now move to the next segment, and this will be interactive. So any participant who want to share their questions or any reflections from the participants, you can mention in the chat box. You can ask directly.
Yes, please.
Anyone from the participants, any questions? So meanwhile, if the questions are coming, sir, may I ask from one my end, which sir, you come from a institution which is known for its discipline, which is known for its rigor training, and which is known for its accountability is very high. Which also mentioned in the example of the cited that you have given of one incident, sir. Now coming from that and coming to a completely unstructured kind of world, if I like to put it like that, what was the key challenges that you faced, sir, in terms of managing people, sir, which are from a completely different culture, sir, and then delivering such kind of, sir, beautiful results, sir?
One thing is, there in services, we are given orders saying that if this has to be done, there is a system. There you follow the orders and move on. When you transform to a civilian way of life or a government way of life in the civil sectors, one thing one needs is resilience. As far as I am concerned, so resilience and understanding. Resilience in the sense here, the way of life, the way one projects get the things moving is different. And the meticulous part, each and every, like if A is there, A can each 1, 2, 3. That part is defined in Forge. In civilian part, that is not defined. That one expects that it is understood and you move on. So that part, yes, you may, as a Fauji, I did that for my requirement and try to tell my staff that this will help you in building the way the institution is going to be. So that transformation part, putting subsections, took time for me. But one thing, there's we give ourselves without any thought process, because other guy understands that ये गुस्सा नहीं है, ये part of order है. But here, controlling that part and delivering the way the others understand politely is one thing which I learned after joining the civilian. And to be honest, my interactions with the dockyard civilians or the civilian counterparts in the Indian Navy helped me transform from pure Fauji to the civilian establishment easily. That was one thing which helped me. If you are a pure uniformed man without directly to the soldiers, that is different. Interacting with the civilians in the forge and then moving to the civil sectors was a benefit for me. And I have a great team with complete dedication. So that transformation I feel has been successful.
Great, sir. Great, sir. Definitely, sir.
Mm.
It was really a wonderful journey, sir. And transition is very difficult because the cultures from both the places are different. The expectations are different. How we look as a leader also. So very true, sir. Very aptly put. Sanjay, sir, are you connected, sir?
Connected? Yeah.
Sir. So, sir, we wanted this to continue more.
Okay.
Personally, I wanted to listen to more sir's stories, but keeping respecting the time, sir, of the audience which are connected, and also to our speakers, sir. Over to you, sir, for summary and also how we can draw as a parallelism for us in SAIL, the lessons from this session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh, and thank you, Commander Kesman, for giving us your time and your insights. The reason I wanted you to share your story was because uh, it's always better to derive principles from stories rather than getting principles directly. Uh, you highlighted how an ethos, a vision, and core values drive behavior. When you talked about lifelong learning, responsible management, and positive impact being, you know, the key drivers which gave you that AMBA accreditation, you realize that applies to SAIL also. That applies to all of us, to any organization which is trying to excel. Uh, when you talked about the issue of how people were engaged in managing the transition from a comfort zone to a zone of new possibilities, but in between there is this valley of total confusion, chaos, when you are making the transit from the old campus to a transit campus and then to a new campus. Uh, and how persistence, passion, ownership matters in such times. And how it is not just about compliance, it's about commitment. If we have to find a location, we have to find a location. It's not about it is 9 to 5. Uh, so if it means we have to carry our family along, then that's what it takes. So that was very, very wonderful. And, it was very inspiring to see how people outgrow traditional roles when they have a bigger mission in mind. They are not stuck to their traditional roles. Looking at faculty members getting involved in management of the construction. I mean, generally, you would not see hardcore academicians getting into these administrative things, leave alone construction. So that can only happen if you have a big vision. That can only happen if you have a lot of ownership. Otherwise, people will not go out of their roles. And the cadence of accountability, having meetings on the field, eating on the field, uh, having video recordings and getting them minuted, the meetings minuted without fail, is about that discipline that converts vision into action. And vision is not just without action is nothing. Vision ultimately requires a discipline to back it up, to convert it into different action. And interestingly, that is the kind of discipline that we need to run our steel plants, and that's the discipline that we'll need because we are going to ramp up from 20 million tons to more than 32 million tons within 5 years. So we'll have the same challenges. Your small campus to big campus on a much, much larger scale, obviously, but we are a much larger organization. That's a different issue. But in terms of the multiplier, scale is similar. I really liked the mechanism that you have developed for getting a sense of ownership. That was sheer genius of telling, okay, all the staff should know which quarters will get allotted to you. You are in charge of its construction. So they were not building a Sarkari building. They were building their home.
Yes.
They were building something that they have to live in. So, that's something really very creative in terms of how do you generate ownership of outcomes. When people have a stay in the, final outcome.
Assign specific units to staff.
Sorry,
before
just a moment. I think my
begins.
AI has started
Know
working.
exactly which space will be.
Okay. My phone is hyperactive. So that was a very interesting insight for us in terms of how do you involve all the stakeholders? How do you create a shared vision where the larger vision has their own vision also there, and then they start working on the big picture without any sense of victimhood. Because when you stretch people, people either grow more resilient or they grow more frustrated. So how do you make people grow more resilient? And that was something very very wonderful. A lot of insights for us in terms of how to drive people in situations where the processes and structures and situation is dynamic and fluid, but at the same time the goal is clear. So goal clarity can compensate for a lot of lack of clarity on what the situation is there. You can still figure out something as long as you are clear about the vision, as long as you have ownership. And that is the kind of ethos that we need in our company, and that is why we wanted this kind of interaction to happen. And as I said, you said something very interesting, which is very relevant for us. If a Fauji can adapt to civilian freestyle working and thinking, and learn that he has to negotiate, have patience, and work around, and not assume that once an order is given, an order is given. So going from that space where you assume that once an order is given, it has to be executed, to a space where an order is not understood, challenged, interpreted in its own way, and getting that patience to understand that context has changed, I need to adapt. So my one style of leadership will not apply everywhere. I need to adapt my leadership style and work. If you can do that major transition from the armed forces to a civilian setup, I'm sure it would be much more easier for our leaders who are all along in a civilian setup to start figuring out what do they need to do to adapt to their leadership style to the situation as their roles change. So a lot of interesting insights for us. Thank you very much for giving us your time, and we look forward to more such interactions. And I'm sure people would have benefited a lot from it. So thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
sir.
Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for reinforcing that the institution building is a leadership discipline. And you mentioned, as sir also rightly pointed out, that being grounded in terms of executions, systems are much more important than being rather than individual brilliance, sir. Thank you, sir, for reflecting on your reflections, drawing from the armed forces and drawing from the corporate environment, highlighting that the context may differ, as sir rightly pointed out that, but the principles of clarity, discipline are there across the different places. Thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants for your valuable time. From this busy schedule, we understand that at the month end, how busy it is, especially at the closing time also. So thank you, everyone. On behalf of MTI, I thank you all the participants, and thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you,
day.
sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.